In this presentation, you will learn about the nation state, which is part of our sociology syllabus. A nation state is a territorially bounded sovereign government, that is, a state, ruled in the name of a group of citizens who identify as a nation. The authority of a core national group within the state determines the legality of a nation's sovereignty over a territory and the people who live there. Members of the state have a strong bond with the land and territory and consider it their home. As a result, they demand that other groups acknowledge and obey its rule inside and outside the state. It is just how we look at state as something that is ruled by a certain group of people, and there are certain rules within that area. How did this begin? So let's look at the origin. France was seen as the first nation state after the French Revolution. However, some see the English Commonwealth in 1969 as the beginning of nation state creation. The origin of nation state is influenced by ideologies like communism or religious beliefs too. For example, the church, Buddhism, or monarchy. There is also a revolution aspect whenever there is oppression in a state. So we usually fight for a nation state if we feel we are being oppressed. A nation state is based on the principle that a nation belongs to the people and there is consent which the rulers have earned through some form of election or consensus. Consensus simply means an understanding. Though there exist several nations who act on dictatorship too. So we've also seen dictatorship forming a nation state. For the origin of a certain state, some people are needed and they have to have some common consensus among them. Theories on nation state. Declarative theory of statehood. This theory defines a state as a person in international law when it meets the following criteria. So these are what is required for a declarative statehood: a defined territory, a permanent population, a government, a capacity to enter into relations with other states. According to it, an entity's statehood is independent of its recognition by other states. Constitutive theory of statehood. This theory defines state as a person in international law if and only if it is recognized as sovereign by other states. In our previous theory, it had to be declared. In this one, other states have to recognize it. This theory of recognition was developed in the 19th century. Under it, a state was sovereign if another state recognized it. Westphalian system. A global system based on the principle of international law that each state has sovereignty, that means it rules over its territory and domestic affairs to the exclusion of all external powers on the principle of non interference in another country's domestic and internal affairs, and that each state, no matter how large or small, is equal in international law. In simple words, we are saying that a state has the right to look after itself without interference from others. The doctrine is named after the Peace of Westphalia. This was a treaty which was signed in 1648, which ended the 30 Years' War. Minorities challenge to nation based citizenship. In some nation states, ethnic minorities have challenged the traditional model of nation based citizenship because they claim rights based on principles alternative to citizenship that rely on international conventions They focus on human rights of minorities. It is also known as post-national citizenship. National disintegration, when there is inequality, especially in the economy between regions, and identity politics. So, when we say identity politics, we mean each group wants to be rulers of their own territory. We have seen this a lot in the 20th century. There is chances of national disintegration or breakup of a united group of states. For example, the Balkan region split, so we call it Balkanization. This struggle may spill over to other nation states through spread of information and images via social media. Emerging challenges with nation state, and one of the emerging challenges is cryptocurrency. So questions that are to be asked are: what will be the future of the nation state? Will its social, rather people, have a control? Now there are several challenges. Religious extremist groups have their own ideas. Sometimes you want cultural revolution. Currently, we have what is called cryptocurrency, which is running across the net. Okay, so you can buy and sell cryptocurrency across the globe without any particular border. This definitely is a threat to the nation state. In all nations, the government regulates its currency. But with cryptocurrency being global, it is becoming a challenge to the nation state. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are digitally encrypted and are not regulated by any government or central bank. It is based on blockchain technology, so therefore the control of the economy is lost. Most countries do not approve of cryptocurrencies. If it's approved, then the government's monopoly on finances will be reduced. This could be challenging to the government. If the state loses its monopoly of controlling the financial actions of the people, then it becomes an open market for foreign companies to also control the economy within the state. I hope you have understood the concepts clearly, the concept of nation state. Thank you for watching the presentation. Do like, subscribe, share, and leave your comments about this presentation or any other topic you would like to learn more about.